Now, as a lot of you will know, Team Rocket are no strangers to causing trouble, and they've continued to do so with the drop of the newest set that will be released in May, Destined Rivals. So I do want to start off by beginning with one of the only positives that we had from yesterday. Of course, yesterday being the 24th was where we received a drop of various products from the Destined Rivals set. And one of the main positives that I'm referring to, as you'll see in front of me, I do have highlighted here where it says there's a purchase limit of 1. Now, for those of you that are thinking, why is this significant? Well, if you remember in the past, usually in a normal world, in a normal market, we were able to purchase a maximum of 4. Therefore, when you buy 4 Pokemon Center ETBs in one, as some of you may know, that guarantees you a sealed case. In a sealed case of Pokemon Center ETBs, you get 4 boxes. But as we know, on the release of Prismatic Evolutions, and due to the amount of demand and hype around that set, we know that at the very beginning, Prismatic Evolutions did have a purchase order limit of 4 for a PC ETB, but was reduced to 2 quite quickly due to the amount of demand in how much ETBs were being bought. That of course then carried on into Journey Together, which again, with a PC ETB, the purchase limit was always set at 2 and is still technically at 2, even though you can't order any, that's still the purchase limit for that product. But now, as we've seen with Destined Rivals ETBs, or the PC ETBs at least, and also the booster boxes, they have reduced the maximum order quantity down to 1. And I'm glad they've done this. It does make it fairer for everyone. It means more people get a piece of the pie, so to speak. But of course, it's not the optimal situation, right? In the perfect world, they don't need to do this. As I've touched on before, in the past with all the other release of sets up until Prismatic Evolutions, when it changed and has changed even more, they've dropped it even more with Destined Rivals. Before, you could order up to 4, up to a sealed case of PC ETB. So it is a shame that the things are the way they are right now and that things have dropped down and you can no longer do that. But of course it is fairer, and I'm glad that more people have been able to get their hands on a PC ETB as well as a booster box. Now, that's touched on the positive side of what happened with the drop of Destined Rivals, but unfortunately there were quite a few negatives. To begin with, the queuing system. The queuing system, I really don't understand. If they're doing a maximum order quantity of 1 for all the products, it really doesn't make much sense. It's either one or the other. I think they're both good ideas on their own, but I think if you are limiting people to a maximum order quantity of 1, it really kind of negates the effect or need for the queuing system. Not only that, but if you are going to implement a queuing system, you have to do it correctly. There's so many people that have said, you know, they were waiting in line, just sitting there with the page open saying, please wait, you're in a queue, and it would automatically refresh itself, setting them back to the end of the queue, or they'd finally be put through to the website and then they'd be kicked out and at the back of the queue again, or even situations where people just completely bypass the queue altogether. It really seemed a bit of a mess, and for a company as large as the Pokemon Company, it surprises me how poor they've implemented this queuing system. Just a huge thank you and welcome to all of the new subscribers that keep appearing on the channel day by day. It's fantastic to see so many new faces, so thank you very much for being here. Now, for those of you that are new here and are not yet subscribed, my name's Will and I love to talk about the Pokemon TCG. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, please feel free to hit that subscribe button, as I really would love to have you here. Now, a situation for me that would feel even more infuriating than waiting in a queue and being kicked out would be thinking that you've successfully made an order only to receive an email later saying they've cancelled it. As you can see here in front of you, there's various examples of people expressing their disappointment with the fact they've received emails from the Pokemon Center or in their order history on the Pokemon Center website that it says the ETB that they've ordered has unfortunately been cancelled. This has happened to quite a number of people from what I've seen on Twitter or X, and unfortunately it does seem that although you've made an order and although you may have received a confirmation email about your ETB, your booster box or whatever, there's still the possibility that it could be cancelled. It's all been a bit of a mess, right? The queuing system not working properly, people having their orders cancelled after they think they've ordered them, having to limit order quantity to a maximum of 1. Just all of it just screams chaos, right? It's just unfortunate times, very sad times for the community, for the Pokemon TCG, as it wasn't a long time ago, only about a year ago, when things seemed perfect. You could order as much as you want, you could walk into a shop and pick up packs, whatever. Unfortunately, things have changed very quickly, and we just have to accept the times that we now live in. Another thing that caused a massive amount of confusion was the fact you had to access the products on the website via a direct link. You couldn't simply go on the website, wait in the queue and find it in new releases or type in Destined Rivals, because they weren't there. You had to access each product via a direct link, which really does confuse me. I'm surprised that this was the case, and it did confuse a lot of other people too. I've seen a lot of complaints online with, I waited in queue for 45 minutes to an hour just to get on the website and there was nothing there. It was very kind of, again, it was chaotic, just like the queuing system was, just like the whole situation has become. It's very chaotic, and unfortunately a lot of people, and I understand why, are becoming more and more displeased and unsatisfied with the current situation. Now, for those of you that unfortunately weren't able to get your hands on products, specifically the ETB, rest assured there will be another opportunity for you to be able to get your hands on that product, as the Pokemon Company did release this statement that you can see right now saying that please be calm, that in the future we will be printing more of this product. Therefore, for those of you that were not able to get your hands on it this time, there will be another opportunity for you to be able to buy this product. Now, I get this is very frustrating times for all types of fans, whether you're a mother or a father with kids and you like to order a few products for release day to rip them open, or perhaps you've got a wife or a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend, whatever, and you like to order a couple of ETBs so you can both have one and both open them. Unfortunately, now you can't due to the order quantity. It is a real shame, but it's something that we have to kind of accept for now, right? And it's probably going to continue for quite a while too. As we know, we're in 2025, and in 2026 we will most likely see the 30th anniversary kind of products being released, just like they did with the 20th and the 25th, as well as the release of the 10th generation. So it's going to be quite a big year in 2026 as well. And usually towards the end of an era, so we're coming towards the end of the 9th generation, we see sort of crazier types of sets and packs being released, right? So it's going to be a good time in terms of really desirable products being released for the next year or two. But that also means that this craziness in the world of the Pokemon TCG will most likely continue for quite a while yet. It is a real shame. I also normally tend to order more products than I have been able to for this release as well. I only managed to get my hands on one PC ETB, which I'm grateful for, because I know there's a lot of people that weren't able to get anything. Therefore, I am very grateful for that. But in the ideal world, I would order more. I'd order a booster box or a couple ETBs, keep one sealed and rip one, etc, etc. But unfortunately, it's the case where I have to just accept the world that we live in and just take it for what it is. What I want to know is, guys, from you is a few things. I want to know if you guys got any product to begin with. I think we should celebrate the fact that some of us have been able to get product, which is a brilliant thing, because it's been very, very difficult to get hands on product lately. And this obviously is a very desirable set, right? It's a fantastic looking set, and I think it's going to get stronger when we get the leaks of the cards that will be included in the second part of Destined Rivals, which is the Gloria Team Rocket in Japan. Therefore, let me know, guys, if you have been able to get your hands on any product, and also what you think is the solution for this situation. As we see, it's very, very chaotic. And at the minute, there's a few things they really need to rectify. Of course, we celebrate the good things where they are. The fact they reduced the maximum order quantity to 1, enabling a wider group of people to be able to obtain or get their hands on product, is fantastic, of course. But still, the implementation of the queuing system, the fact the queuing system doesn't really work properly, the fact people are placing orders and then they're being cancelled later, it's just so chaotic. I'm not really too sure where they can go from here. I think they made a good start, but more needs to be done to resolve this situation. Therefore, I want you guys to let me know in the comments how you think this can be resolved. So that does conclude things for today, guys. Now, if you are still watching, thank you so much for your support. And if you have enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate, as always, to leave a like, as it really does help me out. If you do fancy watching a couple other videos of mine, you can watch this video right here, where I talked about, in my opinion, the most underrated set from the entire S&V era, or this video right here, where I talk about the reprints and the potential effect that they will have. Other than that, guys, my name's Will, this is PokeCharla, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.